So our first question in 9.1, it wants us to consider the data given, find the average, mean, and the median. The mean, so the average we have done before. I'm going to take these values I'm going to do 6 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 plus 1 plus 8 and divide it by what number? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is correct. There are 8 numbers in my list, so I divide it by 8, which will give me 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19, 8. You get 40. 40 over 8 will give me 5. I'm going to check. On the top I had 6 plus 3 plus 1 plus 9 plus 9 plus 3 plus 1 plus 8 over 8 is 5. That glare. Sorry about the glare. So you can add them all up and it gives you 5 for the average or the mean. I then will find the median. This is the one where it's a little bit of busy work. I have to organize my numbers in order. So I would write, I'm going to order my numbers. So I would have a 1, comma, another 1, comma. What's after 1? 2. Is there a 2? No 2? Then I check, is there a 3? Yep. 3. 3. No 4s, no 5s. There's a 6. No 7s. There's an 8. Oops, that's where I put another comma. Then a 9. And a 9. I'm going to check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I placed my 8 numbers. I'm now going to cross them off and find the middle. So we go cross, 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 cross. Uh-oh. What is the middle between 3 and 6? What's 3 plus 6? Cut in half. 4.5 is the median. So if these were test scores, would you want the teacher to use the average or the median for your test score? The average, because you get 0.5 more, right? So in different situations, you'll prefer using the median compared to a mean. It's just different ways of finding the middle, how you evaluate. All right, B. We are going to do the average. So I would add all of these up. And I'll divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 20, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divide by 38, because there's 38 numbers. I'm going to add those all up. I'm using this one. This calculator's faster. my mind. 13 plus 14 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 plus 12. See how it's a lot of calculating? Plus 5 plus 4 plus 11 plus. Plus 7 plus 13 plus. So my total is 365 when I add them all up and I divide it by 38. 365 divided by 38 is 9.6. That is my average mean. When I do the median, I have to list these in order, which is the fun part. All right, zeros first. I have a 0, another 0, no other zeros. Are there any 2s? Nope. Any 3s? Nope. 4s? 4. I like to cross them off once I use them. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Any other 4s? No. Okay, 5s. Some of you will be really good at organizing these. Okay, no more 5s. Now we have 6s. Okay, now 7. I'm gonna run out of room, so I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna go to 8s. There's an 8. Now I'm gonna go to 9. Then I go to 10s. Then 11s. 12s. 13. 14. 15, 16, 17, 10. All of that. So now get to cross off and find what the middle number is. So rather than going 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, I'm going to do like, I'm going to do 10 on each side, and then I'll do ones. So I don't have to keep going back and forth. I'm going to cross off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many do you want to cross off now? We're trying to get it to the middle. So whatever you cross off on one end, you have to do it to the other. You want to cross off like 3? Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Closer. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 1, 1, 1, 1. We get to these two. What is between, what is in the middle of 9 and 10? 9.5. No. Did any of you really like organizing those numbers? When they were all done, you were like, oh, they look so nice. No? Some people are that way, they like organizing. Question C. When I do the average, because I'll go off the mean, I would add them all up, but I have to be careful because of the frequency. I would do 3 times 3 plus 4 times 2 plus 5 times 1 plus 6 times 6 plus 7 times 0. You could skip and not write. Then I divide it by the total amount of frequencies. I'm going to use my calculator. 3 times 3 plus 4 times 2 plus 5 times 1 plus 6 times 6 plus. Why do I not have to type in the 7 times 0? Why can't I just skip it completely? Because it equals 0 anyway. So I could skip that. 8 times 1 plus 9 times 3 plus 10 times 2 is 113 over 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. One 13 divided by 18 equals 6.2777. I'm going to round to 6.3. All right, next section. There is a shortcut to do this one. It is a little bit difficult, so I'm just going to write them out. I would have 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No 7s. Then I have an 8, 1, 2, 3 9s, and 2 10s. I then cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I cross 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to cross 2, cross 2. 1, 1. Then I'm stuck with these. It's somewhere in the middle. What's between 6 and 6? 6. It's just 6. 6 would be your median. Some of you will count down and be like, oh, that's 5 together, 5 together. That's a 1. There's no 7s, so that would mean 6 would end up being in the middle. So then you can find your mean by working through the numbers that way if you like. Question D. Create a dot plot for the given numbers. There's a 6, so I would place a dot. Cross off. 10. Cross off. There's another 10, so I put a dot above it. 3. 5. 5 again. 10 again. 8. 5. 5. 2. 6. 7. 4. 5. 7. 5. 3. 3. And 8. There's that plot. Questions on dot plots? Okay, turn the page. Now we are looking at correlation coefficients. These are determining how strong the dots are to making a function. So when we are going through, we're just going to match these, and then we will practice finding the correlation. So for the first one, do you see how my dots are spread out? This is a weak correlation. It's not very strong. They're spread out a lot. Are my dots going down or are they growing up? Are they going up as I look at the which way? So my dots, as I fill in, they're filled in at the top and then they start to work their way down the graph. This is a negative correlation. This, all my dots are strong, they're together, and it is also negative. This one's strong, and it is positive because they're going up. I'm going to draw a little line through them. These ones are also going up, but it's weak because my dots are more spread out. Do you think A, B, C, or D will go with the pink one? Which correlation coefficient do you think would match with weak and negative?
B.
B is correct. Good job. It would be negative 0.1. Because it's a small amount and it's negative. What about the orange one? What would be strong negative?
D.
Negative 0.95. Blue.
C.
C, it's strong, positive. And the purple. A 0.3. Does that make sense? That the correlation just tells us how strong our data is. So when they give us data, rather than making you plot all those points with all the decimals, which would be awful, we are going to use a calculator. So I have tried this on my phone, and my phone was not very fun. Every time I touched it, it wouldn't let me fill in the table. So this is the data we're going to enter. I'm going to pull the calculator onto the screen. So I'm going to present. Okay. I would use your computer if you can. So right here, I'm going to enter in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then I'm going to type in 18.2, 15.7, 12.4, 12, 10.3, 10.2. Now, all I did was enter the table, okay? It will generate a line for the data, an exponential for the data, and a quadratic for the data. It'll do 3 different ones. But when I go down, with all of this data that's written here, I'm going to copy it over. So it says y1 Okay, so that is all of the data I'm pulling, and I'm only pulling it from the linear. I'm going to move this over out of the way. Okay, so now that I've copied that over, based on the data shown, calculate the correlation coefficient to 3 decimal places. This is the R value you will get when you do the regression. Out of all of that data to pull from, which one is the answer? The correlation coefficient, this is the R value. What is R? My correlation coefficient, this is what I would enter in. Is my data strong or weak? If it's 0.95. Strong. I have good data. All my points would be close together. What does negative mean?
Negative.
It's negative. It's going down. Later on, we will use this, but today you don't have to. Do you have questions about that? We are using this Desmos calculator to find it. Will you raise your hand if you want me to do one more example? One more? Okay. So I'm going to pull the calculator over and enter in the second table. Second table. Now that I have entered my data on here, I need to go back through and change it. So when I move onto it, it highlights it. And I can place 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I enter the right side for the Y table. I can't do that looking back and forth. Sorry, I'm moving it. 18.78, 15.74, 18, 17.46, 17.92, 14. Will you let me know if I type something weird? 14.74, 14.6, 14.26, 14.52, 14.08, 13.14, and 14.6. Once I have entered in that table, I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to look for which piece from this table. I'm looking for the R, so I can just copy down. R is negative 0.8027. Sorry, I keep having to switch screens for the recording. This will be marked wrong on your assignment. This is correct, but it would be marked wrong because it's not 3 decimals. Can someone help me fix this so that it is 3 decimal places?
Could you round the 2 up to a 3?
Yes. So I would just round the 2 up to a 3. And that would fix my answer so that it's 3 decimal places. I didn't have to do that on our left one because it only had 2. It only had 9 and 5, so I didn't have to round. Next section is create explicit equations. For the first one, it says evaluate. I'm given 2 to the power of n. It wants me to plug 9 in. So what is 2 to the power of 9? Oh, we did that one already? Good job. 512. Then it wants me to plug in -3 for n. What's 2 to the -3rd power? That looks weird. Okay, I have a choice. 0.125, or if you don't like the decimal, you can use the fraction button. Look, 1/8. Doesn't matter, decimal or fraction. Whichever one you prefer to type in. Fill in the table. What is this one going by?
10.
Plus 10. So I would get 59, 69, 79. It only wants the explicit equation. So I would write f of x equals, I have a positive 10 for my slope. And then I'm going to use one of the points. Someone pick any point from that table. I don't care which one.
1, 9.
1, 9. 1, 9. When I place the 1 in, it'll be x minus 1. And the 9 will be a positive 9 at the end. If you do it a different way, that is fine. As long as it marks it correct, you're good. This one, the -2 is staying the same. So I know it'll be -2 divided by something. How do you get 3 to go to 9 and then to 27 and then to 81? The 3. The bottom's multiplying by 3. So I would do 243. Whoops. 243 times 3 is 729. Times that by 3. 2187. Ooh, so big. Times by 3. 6561. Those are huge. For my equation, once I filled those in, somebody pick a point again. Okay, 1 and -2/3. So I start with -2/3, and it's being multiplied by 1/3. In the power, I have to place the -1, because that's the value I started with from my list. You're okay. You may also try and use this calculator up above if you really want to play with it and see what happens when you plug tables in.